one I want to talk about is renewing your license. And obviously that includes renewing your certificate of registration, whichever one of those authorities that you hold. Guys, it's your responsibility. I know I've talked about this before. You've heard me talk about it before, those of you who watch every week. So those of you who watch every week, welcome. But guys, it is your responsibility. Fair Trading will send you an email and a text. But guess what? They've actually got to have your email address and your mobile phone number to be able to do that. If they do not have that information, they cannot send your renewal to anywhere, which means you need to contact them. So you should know when your license is due or your certificate is due. And if you have not received an email and or a text 5 to 6 weeks prior to your license or certificate being due, then you need to take that responsibility and contact Fair Trading and actually find out why they don't have it. So that probably means you need to provide them with that information. And then you actually need to complete your, renewal of your license or your certificate. 5 weeks ago, I was sent both an email and a text reminding me that my license was due. Now, in my head, I have always my license is due on Halloween. So for me, that's an immediate trigger that it's time to get spooky and renew my license. So, there's something needs to trigger, or it needs to be in your Outlook calendar. It needs to be somewhere. This is important. This is your livelihood. If you do not renew your license, yes, for the 3 months after you've let your license lapse, there's a late fee. If you let it lapse more than 3 months, then you will need to do a whole new application. If you let it lapse more than 12 months, you'll be needing to provide the updated qualifications. So if you did it 15, 20 years ago, then you will need to be upgrading your qualifications and providing those to Fair Trading. So, but more than that, more than just that process of getting the license back, anything that you are signing whilst you are unlicensed or non-certificated is going to be null and void. Now, what does that mean? That means that perhaps your vendors, your landlords can come back and say, you weren't licensed when you signed that agreement with me, when you did that work for me. I'm not going to pay you commission. So, that could be something that you signed when your license lapsed, and 5 years' time they say, well, we want all of our commission back for the last 5 years you've been managing our property. Now, that's really scary. So, guys, take the responsibility. Every week we're having 2, 3, sometimes more people who have let their license lapse by significant amounts of time. And yes, the comment is always the same, but Fair Trading didn't send me anything. Yes, I know, they used to. For 2 years, they have not. So, and today we dealt with somebody whose license had lapsed more than 2 years ago. So, whilst that particular person hadn't been active for a while, so it's actually not such a big problem, it is for the majority of people who have let this happen. So, I'm pushing the point yet again, and I know I've talked about it recently, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but guys, we keep seeing it. It's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of your anxiety and your energy. Just put it in a file, give it to somebody who is organised within your office to make sure that everybody does renew their licenses and certificates on time.